Okay, picture this. It's a freezing Tuesday morning, and you are already running 10 minutes late for a really crucial meeting. You're cruising down a busy, intimidating freeway, and suddenly, boom, your engine sputters, your dashboard lights up like a Christmas tree, and your car just dies. You coast over to the shoulder. Now what? Well, that exact moment of sheer panic and vulnerability is exactly why having a rock-solid plan is absolutely essential for every single person who gets behind the wheel. You really can't just look away from this, because it happens to everyone eventually, and being prepared changes absolutely everything.
Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking that roadside nightmare and transforming it into a structured, actionable plan. We're looking specifically at GEICO's emergency roadside service. Now, GEICO is a massive, renowned insurance provider, and they offer a roadside assistance program that can provide total peace of mind when you need it most. We're going to break down exactly how it works, how to get it, and how to use it.
Here is our roadmap for today. First, the roadside breakdown nightmare. Then, coverage and costs. Next, a step-by-step rescue guide, followed by included services, and finally, real scenarios and FAQs.
Section 1. The Roadside Breakdown Nightmare. Why you need a safety net.
Section 2. Coverage requirements and costs. The price of peace of mind.
So before you can just summon a tow truck, you do need to be an active GEICO policyholder. But here is the dramatic reveal. For as little as $14 a year per car, you can add this emergency roadside service to your existing policy. Seriously, $14? That is incredibly affordable. It's literally less than the cost of a couple of coffees to have a 24/7 safety net riding shotgun with you. But what exactly does that $14 apply to? Well, it covers your standard passenger cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. But if you have other toys, you're not left out in the cold. You can actually add this coverage to motorcycles, RVs, and even boats, provided you hold the corresponding GEICO insurance policies for those specific vehicles.
Section 3. The Step-by-Step Rescue Guide. How to get help fast.
So, the crucial point is that knowing exactly how to call for help is just as important as having the coverage itself. The absolute best and fastest way to request assistance is through the GEICO mobile app. You can literally request help in as little as 2 minutes. Step 1, open the app and log in. It even supports biometric logins like Face ID, which is great when your hands are freezing. Step 2, select your specific problem, like a flat tire or a dead battery. Step 3, this one is huge. The app uses your phone's GPS locator to pinpoint exactly where you are. That's an absolute lifesaver if you're stranded on some unfamiliar highway in the pitch dark. Step 4, submit the request and use the real-time service tracker to see exactly when your technician will arrive.
But what if your phone's internet is down or the app just isn't cooperating? You can always rely on their 24/7 telephonic dispatch. Just dial 1-800-424-3426 or use the geico.com web portal. And here's a quick pro tip for your emergency prep. Always keep a physical copy of your insurance card and this phone number right there in your glove box, along with a flashlight and a first aid kit. Oh, and try to keep your smartphone charged when you drive, just in case you ever need to make that call.
Section 4. What services are included? The 6 core rescues. All right, the truck is on the way, but what exactly does that $14 a year buy you? Well, there are 6 core rescues included in your coverage. First, towing to the nearest qualified repair facility. Second, battery jump starts to get that engine turning over again. Third, tire changes, assuming you have a working spare in your trunk. Fourth, lockout services, which covers up to $100 in labor. Fifth, winching or extrication, if your car gets stuck in mud or snow within about 30 feet of a publicly maintained road. And sixth, fuel delivery, to get you to the nearest gas station. And this brilliantly illustrates a very common misconception that we need to clear up right now. GEICO covers the labor for the service call. They do not cover the cost of the parts or the fluids, right? So they will happily bring you gas, but you are paying for the actual fuel. They will install your spare tire, but if you need a brand new tire, that comes out of your pocket. The exact same rule applies for a replacement battery or a new electronic key fob.
Section 5. Real Scenarios, Traps, and FAQs. Navigating the Fine Print.
Let's translate all of this into the real world with a couple of scenarios. Scenario 1. Imagine rushing out for your morning commute. There's frost on the windshield. You turn the key, and you just hear a click. Dead battery. Real users have shared how they utilize the GEICO app right from their driveway. Because they were tracked via GPS, a technician arrived within 30 minutes, gave them a quick jump start, and they still made it to work on time. It's a perfect example of the system working seamlessly and proving its worth.
Now for Scenario 2. You just finished loading your groceries in the trunk, you shut the lid, and suddenly you realize your keys are sitting right there on the driver's seat. We've all been there, right? A total lockout at the grocery store. In this case, GEICO dispatches a locksmith and covers up to $100 of the labor to pop the lock and get you back inside before your ice cream melts.
Now, we have to look at the fine print regarding a potential small claim trap you need to be aware of. This was highlighted by an independent audit from Sagwise. GEICO's add-on is super cheap at $14 a year, but when you use it, it's often logged in the Clue database as a claim. If you use it frequently, say 3 times in a single year, underwriters might flag you, potentially triggering a rate hike down the road. On the flip side, independent motor clubs like AAA cost more, usually $60 to $160 a year, but they act as an independent shield, keeping your roadside hiccups completely hidden from your auto insurance record. We're absolutely not taking sides here, we're just laying out the math impartially so you can make an informed choice.
There are 2 other quick traps to be aware of. First, the mileage cap. GEICO generally covers towing to the nearest qualified facility, which they often cap at 15 to 20 miles depending on your specific policy. If your favorite mechanic is 40 miles away, you are paying out of pocket for that extra distance. Second, the unattended trap. Unlike some premium motor clubs, insurance providers often require you to actually wait with your vehicle until the tow truck arrives. That can be pretty tough if you're stranded in extreme heat or freezing cold.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is a very common question we see. Does a tow after an accident count as roadside assistance? No, it absolutely does not. If your car is disabled because you crashed into something, that tow falls under your collision coverage or the at-fault driver's liability coverage. It does not fall under your $14 roadside plan.
Let's clarify exactly how these requests are logged. An ERS claim is a roadside assistance-only claim. It is completely separate from an at-fault collision claim, so it doesn't carry the same severe penalty as causing a wreck. However, insurance companies are obsessed with data, and underwriters still monitor your frequency of use to determine your overall risk profile.
Here is a highly relevant modern FAQ for all the electric vehicle owners out there. Does GEICO charge depleted EVs on the road? The short answer is no. While they will gladly jumpstart a standard 12-volt battery in a gas-powered car, they do not bring mobile EV charges to the scene. If your EV runs entirely out of juice, they will use your towing coverage to haul your vehicle to the nearest charging station. What if you break down on a specific highway, like certain roads in New York or Texas, where local laws actually force you to use a state-mandated tow truck? Don't panic. You can pay the local tower out of pocket, get a detailed receipt, and then fax or mail that receipt directly to GEICO. They will process it as a reimbursement claim up to your policy's limits. Now, we want this explainer to be a valuable, evergreen resource for you long into the future. So here is a very important professional disclaimer. While the information we've provided is accurate to our knowledge right now, coverage limits, mileage caps, and state rules can and do change over time. You must always verify your specific policy details, terms, and limits directly with GEICO by reading your own policy documents.
Let's move to end and see how this builds into our final point. Ultimately, it all comes down to a simple calculation. The GEICO app is incredibly slick, the GPS tracking is a modern marvel, and $14 a year is undeniably cheap for a 24/7 rescue. But you have to ask yourself, is a $14 safety net worth the potential long-term risk to your insurance claims record if you have an older, unreliable car that breaks down all the time? Or is it the perfect, affordable backup plan for a relatively new, reliable car? Take a look at your own driving habits, check your current policy, and make the choice that gives you the ultimate peace of mind on the road. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. Stay safe out there, and we will see you next time.